Let me tell you something, life is too short to waste your energy in places where it's not reciprocated. It's time to stop begging for attention, chasing after people who don't care, texting those who don't reply, and playing games with your dignity. When you know your worth, you carry yourself differently. You walk into a room with your head held high because you know that your value doesn't depend on who notices you, who texts you back, or who decides to stick around. Your value is built within you. It's in the way you honor yourself, the way you treat yourself, and the way you demand the same from others. Now, let's talk about boundaries. Some of you have been bending over backward, trying to hold on to people who wouldn't even lift a finger for you. Stop that. You set the standard for how others treat you by what you allow. If someone can't meet your standard, don't lower it. Let them walk, because someone who truly values you will rise to meet you where you are. Your self-worth is the foundation of everything you do, every relationship you form, and every decision you make. It's not something anyone can give you, nor is it something anyone can take away. It's built on the belief that you are enough as you are without the need for validation or approval from others. When you truly value yourself, you stop looking outside for what has always been within. You start walking differently, talking differently, and most importantly, living differently because you understand that your worth is not up for negotiation. Too often, people measure their self-worth based on external factors, how they're treated by others, the amount of attention they receive, or the number of people who choose to stay in their lives. But these are illusions, fleeting and unstable. If you anchor your value to the actions or opinions of others, you'll find yourself in a constant state of uncertainty, questioning your worth every time someone doesn't meet your expectations. True self-worth, on the other hand, comes from an unshakable belief in your own value, regardless of external circumstances. It's knowing that you don't need to prove your worth to anyone because it's inherent, it's unchanging, and it's yours. Valuing your self-worth means understanding that you don't have to beg for love, attention, or respect. If you find yourself in situations where you're constantly seeking approval or trying to hold on to people who don't reciprocate, it's a sign that you need to turn inward. Ask yourself why you feel the need to chase what should naturally align with you. When you value yourself, you no longer have the energy or desire to beg for crumbs from tables that were never meant for you in the first place. You walk away because you know that your value doesn't decrease when someone fails to see it. Instead, you recognize that their inability to see your worth has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. When you truly value yourself, you stop settling for less than you deserve. Settling happens when you doubt your worth, when you convince yourself that this is the best you can get, or that you should be grateful for whatever is offered. But valuing your self-worth means understanding that you're not an option, you're a priority. You deserve relationships that are mutual spaces where you feel seen and heard, and opportunities that match your capabilities. It's about holding yourself to a standard and refusing to compromise, no matter how tempting it might be to lower the bar for the sake of convenience or temporary comfort. Valuing your self-worth is not just about relationships with others, it's also about the relationship you have with yourself. How do you speak to yourself when no one else is listening? How do you treat yourself when no one else is watching? The way you treat yourself sets the tone for how others will treat you. If you allow negative self-talk, if you constantly doubt your abilities, or if you settle for less than you deserve, you're teaching the world that it's okay to undervalue you. But when you prioritize self-care, when you invest in your growth, and when you treat yourself with kindness and respect, you're sending a message that your worth is not to be questioned. Valuing your self-worth also means understanding that you are not defined by your mistakes or shortcomings. Everyone stumbles, everyone falls, but your worth remains intact.